Yo, what is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be doing a tier list of all the knife skins, or all the knives in general, in Counter-Strike. So, I'm pretty excited about this. We got all the knives down here. Then we got our tiers, S, A, B, C, D. Then just delete it from the game. So we're gonna go through and look at all the knives that have been added to the game and see where I think they belong. This doesn't count any patterns or knife finishes, just the actual knife itself. So we're gonna be looking at all vanilla skins. So let's get started first. Over here we have, I believe, the normal bayonet, not an M9, but just the normal vanilla one. I'm gonna put this one at probably an A tier or B tier. How I'm gonna do A tier for now, because I really like the flick out animation. The inspect is pretty boring. It's pretty average, and there's nothing special really about it. But it's still a pretty clean knife, and the patterns on it show up really good. So that's why I'm putting it at A tier. The next knife, everybody's favorite. Well, I don't know about everybody's, but a lot of people's favorites. Butterfly knife, easily an S tier. Like, no debate, it's S tier. Pull out is sick. The animations are sick. Inspect is sick. There's even rare animations too, and you could flick it around your thumb and everything. This is definitely one of the top tier knives in the game. So, survival knife. This one's a delete from the game. It's literally like the other two knives I mentioned, the paracord and the Ursurus, but with just a weirder shape and a giant line in the middle, which makes no sense because they already have knives that look the exact same as this. I think this one's pretty boring. The patterns on it are cool, obviously, but I would much rather have that pattern on a better knife. So how about we mix it up now? Let's go from the bottom. Talon knife. Alright. For me, I'm putting the Talon knife in the B tier. And I will explain that. I think it should be going in the B tier because it's literally just the copy of the Karambit, but with edges on the back of it right here. I'm kind of on the handle. I wish the handle was a little bit more interesting. It kind of just looks like a flat piece of wood that someone just connected to the knife, but you know, it could be better. But overall, I do like the pull out and the inspect animations for it. But again, it's just like the Karambit, so that's why it's so high. Now, speaking of Karambit, Karambit is definitely an S tier knife. It's one of the OGs. It's got nice patterns. Like I said, the inspect, the pull out animations are fire. And the black handle is a plus. And also, I'm kind of biased because it was the first knife I unboxed, technically. If you want to see that, go watch that on my channel. But, yeah, I'm going to put that top of S tier, too, because, again, it was my first knife that I unboxed, so it holds a special place in my heart. Alright, let's go back to the beginning now. At the beginning, we had paracord, right? Yeah, this is paracord knife. I like this one better than this. Honestly, I actually kind of like how the handle is like rope or cord, whatever it's called. So I'm gonna put it in B tier. I don't know if it's better than the Talon knife, but it's definitely more interesting than this, even though it's a copycat knife. Animations are kind of different, but either way, it's a B tier. Oh, excuse me. Now, an OG from old Counter-Strike, the classic knife. This one, not gonna lie, it's definitely D tier. It's kind of cool because it's large, but I really don't like the fact that it has that weird stain on the front of it, and it's two different colors, and there's just a lot of things that it could be better about it, but at least it's better than this guy right here. And I will give it points because it's from the old Counter-Strike, but it's definitely not good. Next knife, falchion knife. This is going to be controversial to some people. I know a lot of my friends hate this knife, and they do not like the animations for it either. But to be honest, no, I'm kidding. I'm going to put it in C tier. I was going to put it in B tier, but then I decided not to because once I fully realized, yeah, it's pretty boring. Like, the animations aren't anything crazy. But I do like the special one where you balance it on your hand. That's the only reason why it's probably above any of these knives and not in just delete the game. I really like how you can just balance that on your hand. That's a cool one. Alright, let's go to the middle this time. Let's do the Shadow Daggers, aka the butt plugs. I also really like these, which is probably controversial. Wait, pause. I don't like butt plugs. The Shadow Daggers are kind of favorites of mine. I don't know why, but when they first come out, I just like the fact that you could have two knives instead of one. And the inspect was pretty good. I like how you spin it around on one finger on each hand. And to be honest, vanilla Shadow Daggers are pretty fire. The all black, you can't go wrong with that. Like, literally, I think only the skeleton knife is the only other knife that's just all black when it's vanilla. But come on, you can't say that vanilla Shadow Daggers don't look clean with that all black. Alright, back to the beginning again. We have the flip knife. And honestly, I hate flip knives. They're going into D tier. They're going above the classic knife, but it's still pretty bad. I think the blade is pretty small. If it's not the smallest on here, I mean, obviously besides the butterfly knife because it's skinny, but like, it's just the blade is very small. The pull-out animation is mad boring. It just literally flipped the knife. It's kind of very low on my tier of knives. I also don't like the fact that if you have a good pattern on it, the pattern on it is so small because, like I said, the actual blade of it is so tiny that you could barely see it. Gut knife. Now, the gut knife. If you have a good pattern for this gut knife, it's A S tier. But if you have a shitty pattern, it's definitely DC tier. So for that fact, I'm going to put it in a B tier. I like how big it is. It has a lot of space to show the patterns. I kind of like the spinning animation when you flick it around and inspect it and pull it out. I like the wood handle on this one. It's actually kind of unique. And yeah, the other knives, they all kind of have, all the straight edge knives all kind of look the same. Like, they all have the long blade with the holes on the top and the serrated edge. But the gut knife is different, so that's why it's getting the B tier. Now let's move on to the Navaja knife. The Navaja knife, or the Navaja knife. This one needs to be deleted from the game. It's literally just a mini flip knife, but it looks even shittier somehow. The pull-out animation's boring. Inspect is pretty boring. The handle on the bottom is gross. I don't like it. It's like the wood handle, but different type of wood that's been like rotted and shit. It's just not looking good. Now we go to my favorite knife of all time. The M9 bayonet, baby. Top of S tier. Get over there. The reason why I'm putting the M9 bayonet at the top of S tier, one, it's the knife I use a lot, but two, it's the knife I've always wanted to play with. When I first started playing Counter-Strike, I saw the M9 and I thought, holy shit, that thing looks like a sword. But I don't know why, it just looks so clean on the M9 bayonet. Like, when it spins around your hand, like, I don't know. That shit gets me going. Let's go to the back again. The Ursurus. Now, I think the Ursurus is probably... I was gonna say it was the best, one of the best new knives, but I may take that back very quickly because I forgot about these two. So I'll say it's the third best knife that came out most recently. The handle is pretty nice. It kind of looks like it has a rubber grip. The different color on the bottom isn't too crazy, so it's not that noticeable like in this one, like in the classic knife. The patterns look good on it. Inspect is pretty decent. I'm gonna put this in C tier. Actually, no, I think I'm putting it in B tier. Yeah, it's gonna go in B tier too. I don't really have a problem with most knives. I think they're all pretty decent. It's just these at the bottom, I just... Oof. If I unboxed a knife, another knife I should say, and it was any of these, I would be very disappointed. Alright, let's go to the next one. The Nomad knife. This one is pretty clean. I'm gonna put this in A. I think it's like a way better flip knife, in my opinion, even though it's not really a knife you flip. I still think it looks pretty cool. Now we get to the skeleton knife. The skeleton knife, this is definitely an S tier knife. Definitely at the bottom of S tier, but I think it's an S tier knife. The inspect is clean. Animations are clean. You spin it around your finger like a fidget spinner. That's probably why I like it so much, because it's a fidget spinner. Wait, technically all knives are like fidget spinners when you play with them in the game, actually. But anyway. Yeah, skins look clean on them. I didn't think I would like that hole in the center, but I actually kind of like it now. And the handle is nice with the like almost like grip tape looking handle on it with the tape. That's pretty fire. So yeah, it's going S tier. We have the last three. Which one should we do? Hey Siri, pick a number 1 through 3.
A random number between 1 and 3 is 2.
I don't know if you heard that, but it said 2. So we're gonna do number 2, which is the Bowie knife. The Bowie knife. I may have a controversial take about this. I think the Bowie knife is a B tier. Actually, no. I said B and I put in A. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it in A. I'm confident in A. The reason I say it's an A tier, because it's literally a giant ass fucking knife. And it's literally like a lightsaber. Even though I said that for the M9, but this one's actually like a lightsaber. The only difference is the animations and inspect are kind of boring. But I guess that's because the knife's so big that they can't really do anything crazy with it. But yeah, I liked it a lot when it first came out. Actually, no, I think I hated it when it first came out. But after like 2 months, I was like, damn, they're actually pretty nice. If you have a tiger tooth or like a blue gem or a ruby or sapphire, those look so nice because the blade is so big you can see all the skin. So basically, if you unbox an expensive skin on the Bowie knife, it's a fire knife. But like pretty much most other knives, if you get a bad pattern on it, it looks absolutely terrible. Now, we got the stiletto knife. And this one is definitely a D tier. Probably one of the worst. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of D tier. Again, it has a really thin blade. And I don't really like the thin blades because you don't get much of a pattern on it. It's still kind of clean with the handle. It has better wood than some of the other ones. But overall, it's just not that interesting to me. Kind of looks like one of the knives they use in like Grease or one of those films where that's like a pull it out and you think it's a comb, like a switchblade comb. Alright, anyway, we're gonna move on. Now we have the last knife, which is the Huntsman knife. And I want you to make a guess where you think it's going to go. Because I bet you're not going to guess where it's going to go. It's going in B tier. It's going in the top of B tier, above the Talon knife. I know it's kind of crazy, but I like how the patterns look on the knife. The handle's clean, nice black handle. Has the finger holds nice and large. Pretty basic inspect and animations, but I don't know. I just like seeing the pattern on the skins. That's why I like all these big knives. And all the small ones are at the bottom. Plus, I remember when the Huntsman case first came out, and that shit was pretty fire. Not gonna lie. A lot of the cases when these first came out were pretty decent. But I specifically remember Huntsman case, Shadow Daggers case, and the Bloodhound collection, which is the falchion knife, falchion case. Is it called the falchion case? But yeah, I remember when those came out, and so I was playing the game, and it was really hyped. Other ones, they either came out before I started playing, or when I wasn't playing Counter-Strike for a little hiatus. But anyway, here is my tier list for all the CSGO knives. Tell me what you think about them in the comments. Tell me what your favorite knife is. Don't forget to leave a like. And maybe I can get all the TNG boys to give me their favorite knives and put them in a tier list. And maybe we can compare that. Either way, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.